Hey everyone, it's Zephyr Specs. I'm here to show you another deck. This one is an Izzet deck, so that's blue and red. The point of the deck is to draw a lot of cards, and then use burn spells and copy them with Ral, Storm Conduit, as well as Expansion, Explosion. So I'm going to go through the deck quickly by converted mana costs. Here's our lands. Our only one drop is Opt, which draws a card. We also have Banefire here. Banefire is one of our burn cards. Electrostatic Field is one of the most important cards. It's probably the best turn to play. It amplifies burn spells, and it can also, for example, weaponize an Opt if your opponent has 1 life left and you have 1 mana available. You could, and you had Electrostatic Field on the field, you could play Opt, or, a situation like that. Lightning Strike is a burn. Shimmer of Possibility is another draw card. This one, however, lets you fish for things. I often use it to fish for a land if I need one of my first 4 lands in particular. Fish for a burn or fish for Kefnet. God Eternal Kefnet, when it leaves the battlefield either by being killed or being exiled, it can put itself in your deck third from the top, and that's within range of Shimmer of Possibility, so you could just put it right back in your hand. 3 drops, we have Fiery Cannonade that can clear the board of small creatures, or if you copy it, potentially it could be a board wipe. Risk Factor, it's one of the most important cards. It's a burn / draw. Normally it's a burn for 3 CMC. It's pretty efficient. Or you can draw 3 cards off of it. The good thing is that it has Jumpstart, which means in between, aside from copying it, in between Jumpstart and copy, you should be able to play it multiple times. You could play it almost every turn if you wanted to. The 4 drops are really important. That's why I mentioned you really want to get to 4 lands on turn 4. This deck kind of depends on it. The 4 drops are God Eternal Kefnet and Ral Storm Conduit. Kefnet lets you, if the first card you draw each turn is an instant or sorcery, you can reveal it and cast it, and it costs 2 less than usual. You may have noticed that the cards in this deck largely, the spells are all 3 mana or less. Instant or sorceries, I should say. Ral Storm Conduit lets us copy spells and also does damage, kind of like Electrostatic Field. The Electrostatic Field and Ral damage really adds up if you have multiple of them on the board. And then 6 drops, we really use Expansion more, so it should count as a 2 drop. Copies spells, but Explosion, it's a burn and draw, but it's expensive. But it can come in handy if it's the only thing you can play. And then Izzet Perun is the late game card in this deck. Really good synergy overall. 5/5 flyer. When you draw a card, it deals 1 damage to any target. And whenever any player casts an instant or sorcery spell, you draw a card. So not only does it do 1 damage, but you also get a card from it. So now I'm going to show you a game. So my hand's okay. Ideally, I would have 3 lands. I have 2, but I have Shimmer of Possibility, so I'm going to keep it because I can use Shimmer of Possibility to get another land if I don't draw one. I'm actually going to play this Electrostatic Field first. The reason is that then I'll do damage with my Shimmer of Possibility, and I won't miss a land drop, because I played a land this turn. If they're playing in a Amass deck, one of these army building decks. I have a second electrostatic field out. So now, every time I play an instant or sorcery, it'll deal 2 damage to my opponent, on top of whatever the instant or sorcery does. They amassed 1, so they have a 1/1. And brought it up to a 2/2 with Death Baron. I finally hit 4 lands. I could play Ralph's Storm Conduit, but I'm gonna stick to Shimmer of Possibility for now, because I'll do some damage. Risk Factor's tempting, but I think I'm gonna choose Opt, because I can play it right now. And that's 2 more damage. Oh, and I got a Risk Factor. It looks like I can play Banefire, but really I can't. I mean, I could play it for X equals 0. Another Amass creature. Their board's getting pretty big. I don't think I'm gonna block. I think my creatures are more valuable than 4 life. Fiery Cannonade is tempting, because I could wipe out that Death Baron and reduce the stats of the other 2. But I'm gonna Risk Factor. It's really good to keep up the pace with the risk factors. They're letting me draw, which is unusual. Can play another land. And I have a Lightning Strike. Looks like I drew that. Now I can hit the Death Baron. Don't rush me. Alright, that went well. Another Amass. I can take 5. Yeah, I'm not gonna block it. Got 6 mana. I could play Izzet Perun. But I'm thinking I could play Ral Storm Conduit, and then I would be able to copy Banefire. So I'll scry to charge him up. I already have a Fiery Cannonade in my hand. So I'm gonna put it on the bottom here. I could Banefire for 1. I'm not going to. That 7/7 is definitely a problem at this point. They're both swinging at Ral. I'm gonna block 1 with one of my electrostatic fields. Oh, it has Menace. Block with both of them. So I have 7 lands. I could Banefire for 6 and copy it. That would be 12 plus 2 from Ral and Izzet's electrostatic field. That would be 14. But if I Banefire and leave 1 mana for Opt, then Opt would deal 2 damage for 1. So if I copy a Banefire for X equals 5, it'll deal 10 plus 2. Oh, and the copy. So that's 15. Yeah, Ral does 1 for the copy as well as the original cast. That's game. Alright, thanks for watching.